Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and yes, another day of FRIZZMAS. Let me show y'all my ears real quick because they are not staying in frame, aren't they cute? So today we're going to be talking about all my makeup that I wore in the month of November. So a little roundup, little speed review situation. If that sounds good, please keep watching this video. Let me know what you think and consider joining the community. You know I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? I'm just peachy. I really cannot complain, and I'm actually really happy with this roundup. We're gonna go ahead and get into it, and before we do, my name is Kara. If you're new here, I hope you are going to stick around because we've got 24 days of FRIZZMAS. That's what's happening, and I have to say, this is the best beauty community on YouTube. I have to say it, and I really truly believe it. So yeah, this is a place for you. You belong here, and it doesn't matter what type of makeup journey you're on. Matter of fact, if you stumbled upon here and you're not even into makeup, it's still a really great place. So let me know how you're doing in the comment section or the chat, whichever you prefer, and let's get this show on the road. All right, I have everything organized. I'm so proud of my organization. We are gonna be starting with this tray of face products. We're gonna be doing foundation, concealer, blush, bronzer, highlighter, primer, and face palettes in that tray. So let's do it. Also, I think everything's good here. So there's another thing there. Lots of faves. We've got two primers. Now this one, we'll talk about this in a second because I just found that. I have been looking, but it was right in front of my nose. The Caliray primer here is really good. It's the Soul Blown Clean Blurring Primer with collagen peptides. This is a really great primer if you have oily skin. I like the consistency of this. Oh my God, it's almost empty. Look at me, okay, finishing things. Hold on, I gotta do, oh, wait a minute, okay. That's what it looks like. And when you put it on, it's got that kind of silicone-y feel, almost like the Danessa Myricks. Not really, no. Not like the Danessa Myricks, but really close. And it gives your skin a matte finish. You can see right here, I don't have any dewiness here at all. I think this is a really great primer if you live in a hot climate, if it's the summertime and you want your makeup to last. It's really good for that. And this is my second one, so really happy with that. I did find my Chanel Le Beiges primer in light copper. I want to say this came out last winter, and there were 3 shades, and this is the deepest one. It's really not that deep at all. I have been looking for it, and it was in my drawer all along. This is again light copper. It's really any shade can wear this, and this is more of a dewy primer, as you can see, and I like it. It's got a little skincare, like a lotiony scent, not super strong or anything like that. I can't really talk about any claims for this because I really just started using it and it's unavailable, so who cares? This one though is still available and I highly recommend it. The only reason why I probably wouldn't repurchase the Caliray is because I have the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm in Universal Radiant, and that's gonna last me probably for the foreseeable future. But I love that Caliray if you're interested in a new primer. Next we're gonna go into concealer. I use the same concealers all the time, but one that I really do like is the Natasha Denona. I think I am partial to the Dior, but this is probably my second favorite, and I have this in the shade RP6. I like this one. It is self-setting, but I do set this with a powder. I like this one because I really like the peachy undertone, and if you're going for that type of undertone, RP, which is Rosy Peach 6, that's a really good one for my skin tone. This is a very skin-like foundation. It really doesn't have a smell. Again, a little bit of a skincare smell and self-setting. I have to try it without setting it with a powder because I always set my foundation, but I like it. It's a medium coverage and I'm really happy with it. This is probably my second or third one of these. I actually found this because it was behind like a dresser and realized I still had it. For foundation, I have the LYS Foundation Sticks, and I have 2 shades. I will probably see if I can find someone that's a skin match for these, because I feel like one might be too light and one is too deep. The first one that I had was Tan Neutral 6, TN6. This one's too deep for me. I don't even know, because Glam Girl Chelsea wears this shade and she and I are different complexions, so I don't know why I thought that that was going to be a good idea. And it doesn't look really off here, but it really is, because my hand is darker than my face. And my sister also let me know that I don't realize what complexion I am. I think that I'm deeper than I am, and she's probably right. Then I did TN3, which is probably a little bit better. Let me just do it on the face. So you see, that's like a little light. And let's try the TN6. And see, that's too deep. There's nothing in between there. I cannot recall. So if I want to mix these, it will work out fine. But the question is, do I want to do that? I mean, I could do that for the sake of using the product. So I'm going to think about it. I don't want to necessarily think about decluttering it. I would like to see if TN6 would work on Ariel, but I almost feel like it might be too light. So maybe we'll have to, there's a video idea. Maybe we could try that. That'll be great. So I'm going to set those aside, and maybe that will work for her. It's a really great, now aside from the shade match, I love it. It's not like my Dior foundation stick, which y'all know at this point, that's my favorite, because the Dior is almost like a cream to powder. This one's just a straight cream, not just, but it's a straight cream. And I think the formula is really good. The coverage is great, but it's not that cream to powder that the Dior has. And because of the Dior formulation, it seems like that's going to work for a variety of skin textures. I think if you have oily skin or dry skin, that's going to really work. Whereas the LYS, for those with the oily skin, I'm not really sure. And I haven't done any research, but this is just off the top of my head is my opinion. Moving on, bronzer will be next in my routine. Bronzer and wait. I have one bronzer, and this is the NYX Buttamelt bronzer. This is the one that I have. I do have 2. This is Butta Biscuit. The other one I have is so red that I look injured. But I love the formulation of this. It's just creamy. Now these bronzers are very red leaning, as you can see. So I think maybe even if I got a lighter shade, maybe I could use it as like a brown blush. But you have to be super careful with this, because you will look like you are sunburnt. And sometimes that is the look that I'm going for. So this can come in very handy. My Holy Grail bronzer is from Dior. Y'all probably know that by now. It's the Dior Contour Stick in tan. And even though it's a contour stick, it is a warm shade. And that is my favorite because, again, it's a cream to powder situation and I just love it. But this, actually the entire NYX Buttamelt line, I think is phenomenal. And maybe I'm not watching the right people, but I think that people need to really be raving about the NYX Buttamelt line. I actually have 3 blushes to talk about. I don't have any of the highlighters, but man, the blushes and the bronzers are great. I just think the undertones of the bronzers are really red, and that might not be flattering for everyone, but they do have depth, and the consistency or the texture is really great. Yes, that's it for bronzer. Let's go into highlight before blush, because y'all know I can talk about some blush. We're gonna do highlighter, face palettes, and then blush. Yes, because I got a bunch. Now my highlights, we've got 3, y'all. Let's talk about this baby right here. The Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Glow. This is just, I would like to call it a generic highlighter. I think it works for all skin tones, correct me if I'm wrong, and the finish is just great. Now this is, it's not a putty, but you can press it in, so I think it has a baked formulation. It's just a neutral champagne shade, and I think that works for everyone. no matter what your skin tone is. It's not going to be a galactic highlighter. It's not an in-your-face highlighter. It's just going to be something that gives your skin like just the right amount of dew, especially if you're using like matte foundation. It's also great for an inner corner highlight because I did use it for that, a brow bone highlight, and just look how much you get in this highlighter. It's so much. So this is going to last me for a long time. When did this come out? I think this came out before the I Need a Nude palette, so it might have been earlier in 2024 or maybe even 2023, but I love it and I use it. The embossing is still there. Let me know if you have this highlighter. I think it is excellent. I have this in my top drawer. Oh, because I got a top drawer now, y'all. So I'm going to do a video on what's in my top drawer. This is a top drawer highlighter, as well as this one from Gucci. I'm really trying not to buy any more of these. And this is the Gucci Glow highlighter. This is in shade number 2, which is Frosted Lilac. As you can see, the indentations here show that this is a very putty formula, and I love it. I don't know if that means it's baked. I don't really care. Look at the smoothness of this highlighter. It is gorgeous. Again, another beautiful natural look, inner corner highlight shade. You could do a brow bone shade, but this one's gonna be not as natural, I would say. Obviously not as natural because we don't have natural lilac highlights. But yes, y'all, oh my gosh. This is just gorgeous. I'm so happy about this one. And I was thinking about getting a like more neutral shade because I'm waiting for Sephora to come out with that 20% off, because that's the only way I will get another one of these highlighters. The other one I love is the bronze one, but I use that as an eyeshadow. I know it's a big pan, but I use it as an eyeshadow because I cannot wear it as a highlighter. But this is beautiful. And with both of these, you can just see there's no particles. You can see no glitters, not even a fine particle. It's just one beautiful dewy shimmer beam. And I'm just, oh, I love me a lilac highlighter. I have one from Chanel in the Balm formula that I really like. But this one is really good. I think if you have an oily skin texture, and I think this one is really good because if you have an oily skin texture, you're not gonna want like a greasy balm, because those balms, to me, they don't necessarily like dry down. And I'm not really sure, well, I will say this, I don't think they do as well over makeup as a powder highlighter. But again, these have some, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm doing this. They have some of this in it that is gripping, but it's not like super powdery. So whatever that means, describe it for me, because I can't describe it. I love it. It might just be that it's baked. I'm here for it. Like, you're not gonna tap into it and it's gonna get everywhere. It's just so beautiful on the skin for so many tones. Should I get they have an Arctic pink one that I'm just like, gosh, but no, I gotta think about it. Now let's go into powders. I didn't try any new powders this month, but I did go back and revisit my Hourglass Ambient powder, a trio in volume 2. I don't always go in with a finishing powder. It's more of a conscious decision when I go back and do that. So I do powder under my under eye, my T-zone, and then like under here at times. But this is a really great one for all over the face. I don't really use it on my under eye, but I could. I do prefer a matte under eye. So the Hourglass powders have more of a radiant finish, and I really can't tell you the difference between all three of the powders, and I just like that and put it all over my face. But you cannot go wrong with one of these trios. This is my second one. In all the years that not all the years, but the 5 going on 6 years that I've been doing makeup. So they last for a really long time. I think they're totally worth the price, especially if you can get them on a real sale, which is only gonna be 20% off for Hourglass. One more face palette from Hourglass, my baby, the Lotus palette. And what I found myself doing when I used the Lotus palette in November was pretty much swiping through all 4 of these and having a blush light that looked like this, which probably translates into the Hourglass at Night blush, which is one of my favorite red blushes of all time, because you have the red color, but it's more of a diffuse red. I know that one has some of that ambient powder in it, so I could even go into this. This is a really great little palette, and I would recommend, that's what the red looks like without anything mixed with it. This is one of the best ones. I mean, this one, I think Tiger, of course, and Snake was great. Fox is great. Lotus was great. And I hope that Hourglass will continue to deepen up their face palettes so that people can really experience how great their powders are. I mean, it's not that hard, Hourglass, like keep going, because the Fox palette was the deepest one from our holiday season for 2025, but the Lotus was deeper than that, and that was 2024. Different tones, but the depth was better in this palette, in my opinion. I would love to know your thoughts on that. Really good. You don't need a lot of Hourglass palettes, and I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna allow myself one a year, and I got one this year, but like in the previous years, I've gotten like 2, and I don't need a whole lot. So I did let my sister borrow my Elephant palette and my Evil Eye palette for right now. Borrow. She loves the Elephant palette so much. That's like her go-to. She uses it all the time. But you only really need one, and you can get your bronzer, your blush, your highlighter. The problem is that they don't create the palettes equal, where some of the palettes will have like 2 setting powders like that we don't need, or 2 blushes, 1 setting powder, and maybe 2 highlights or something like that. Like they're just, each palette doesn't have the same types of powders. So you have to find the one that works for you. And I know that Hourglass did do like a customizable situation earlier this year. I think they were quads. So you could also do that approach, which it'd be nice if they start doing that for the holiday palettes. So they customize the packaging, but we need to customize the powders as well. All right, let's, all blush. We're gonna do powders. Let's do powder blushes. First, let's start with these 3. These are 3 Buttamelt blushes from NYX. We have Butta Together. This is like a soft pink. I love that. Love it. I'm on my quest for the perfect bubblegum pink that doesn't have ash. And so I know that this one is not going to work for everyone. This one has a little bit of shimmer with it as well. But I do like this one on me. It's that Road Piggy one. Let me know if you have Road Piggy. I want that so bad. Like I'm waiting, like come on Sephora with the 20% off, because that's what I'm getting at. Sooner the Butta is a shimmering tangerine. This is another one that is a little light, but it is buildable. Shade there. And lastly, we have Butter, which I love this one. This is a shimmering coral. This is the one I said reminded me a bit of the NARS Orgasm blush. You got that shimmer there, which is nice. Now, some of these blushes in the Buttamelt collection were matte, so they're not all shimmering, in case you want to try them. And NYX, I want to say they have 40% off. Because people be playing around. All right, another powder blush that I used this month is from Chanel. I usually allow myself like 1 Chanel purchase a year. I didn't get a blush this year, but this one is from last year, and this is the Mauve Glace blush. And the primer that I was showing you earlier came with this collection. I would say that for me, is it worth No, I would say no. Do I like it? Yes. Do I have to do all this to get a nice amount of pigment? Yes. Does it look nice on? Absolutely. It really does. It is a blush that has like some radiance in it. I feel like the whole gist of this collection last year was like being out like skiing or something and the sun hitting your face. So you've got, and it's cold, so you've got this frostbitten look with this gleam from the sun. That's my whole thing with this one. I have this one and the coral one, but I think this one is best used with a dense brush. I do like that the embossing has really held up. And I have like used this. You see I'm really going hard against this, and it's still there. So it's like a real embossing. It's not like a fake one that's going to be gone right after the first time you use it. Do we have the shade? Yes, I think I have the shade in the NYX Buttamelt for $10. So there's that. If you're someone that likes packaging, likes an experience, you're definitely going to get that with this blush. And don't throw this out, because this brush is actually really good and I use it every time for the blush. Two more powder blushes and then we'll go to some different formulas. I have two. One of them I'm wearing right now, if you can see it. I think this is Nude Lavalier, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it is 44 from YSL. These are the, what are they called? Blush Me? I can't remember what they're called. But I have these and I love the liquid ones too. They make me blush, yes. So this is shade 44. I put this on today and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot how much I really liked this blush. And like blush swatches just are not the same, but I think you can see it on the face. And like there's a little mauve shade there and a little like sheen. I didn't touch it up before the video, but I really like this blush a lot. Really, really good. And they do have this in the liquid form, but I don't think the liquid form is going to have that sheen that the powder has. This is 37. I can't remember what shade this one is, but this is another one. It's a beautiful coral shade. Really, really, really good. I really like these blushes. They're probably some of my favorites for the year. As far as blushes, I think the liquid maybe more than the powders, but both really good. Another formulation we have is the MAC Glow Play Blush, which is new to me, even though I know this is not new. And this is Pinch of Marrakesh. If you know which brand came out with this putty formula, let me know. Was it MAC? I'd love to know. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. And this has the same type of feeling as that Gucci highlighter. And I know there have been several blushes that came out this year that have that putty formula. So I know like Rare Beauty came out with one. I really love this. I think that it's nice to have a blush that, like, if you don't want something so powdery, it's almost like a cream or a cream to powder. And I'm really having a great time with them. I think that they're nice because they don't emphasize texture and they are really skin-like. So I'm not playing around with MAC because, see, their Black Friday happened and they didn't have those lip glazers or whatever, the what are they called? What kind of lip glosses? They were like glossy lip glosses. That's what I wanted. I was like, I want like 3 or 4. They didn't have that on sale, so then I was like, I just got mad and I was like, I'm not getting anything. But I mean, there are definitely other shades in this blush that I would love to have, but I'm a huge fan of like a brown blush, brown like terracotta blush. And a lot of times when I wear these, I don't need to really wear a bronzer. I don't need to wear bronzer ever, but I'm just saying, like, you don't really need a bronzer with a blush like this. So really, really pretty. Let's next go to, I can't believe I have all 4 of my Danessa blushes here. Like, that is how much I wear my Danessa Myricks blushes. What are they called? Yummy Skin blushes or whatever. Oh my gosh, yes. So we have Jubilee here, which Jubilee looked like, oh gosh, Jubilee looked like it was a little hurt. Let me just do that. All right, Jubilee, beautiful. Yes, look at that. Love that shade. And I didn't order any more from her site. I really just was focusing on the sticks, and I got one of her chrome liners. This one is a Rose and Brunch. Jubilee for me goes with everything, but Rose and Brunch is another one that I just think it goes so well. I always apply these with my fingers. I love how they dry into that powder. Next we have Bellini, which is a lighter, like more peachy coral. Really pretty, more orangey than Jubilee. And then Spice Latte. Spice Latte probably needs to be moved into my top drawer because this can go with everything that I put on, everything. It does not matter, warm, cool, doesn't matter. And lastly, oh, we have a couple more stick blushes actually. So these two are from Haus Labs. We have Glassy Tangelo, which I mixed with Glassy Cinnamon. And I had been off these for a while, so I thought it would be good to try them again and come back and see, like, do I really like them? And the mix of these was really, really pretty. I definitely got a compliment on it at work. Really nice. So I'm still here for them. I don't need any more. I have like 4 of these. I have the lilac and the hibiscus one, I think. So I'm good on these. This is my newest shade from the Rare Beauty Pinch Blush, and this is in Resilience, and this is a chestnut shade, and I love it. I'm just so here for blush shades like this. And the fact that I only have to really use 1 dot on each cheek makes me happy. Chilli Crush, this is the Make Me Blush Liquid Blush from YSL. This is another one. 1 dot is all you need. It's very intimidating if you don't use 1 dot for me. But I love that if you use a couple dots, you know, you just don't know how different skin tones need different amounts of the pigment. So I just love that they're overly pigmented so that us fair people can just use a lighter hand, but they're gonna reach a lot of skin tones. And then we have Berry Bang, which is another one that I really like, but again, can only use 1 dot. All I need is 1 dot. These were the blushes that I fancied this month. And I did forget one of my highlighters, which was the Dior Forever Glow Maximizer. This one is in this shade Peach, and this is one of the ones I use a lot. I love that these do not mess up your makeup, and I just think they're beautiful. I think they just blend into your skin really nicely. I have 3 of these. I have Rosy Peach, and I also have Bronze. You can use it for a bronzer if you like more of a shimmering bronze, and it looks really good on the eyes. You can mix it. So yeah, love this one as well. And it's just nice to know that the cream products and the liquid products, like these, do not mess up your hard work that you did on your makeup underneath, if you were curious about that. All right, y'all, we are going into the lip segment. So I'm gonna switch trays and I'll be right back. All right, friends, I'm back, and we are gonna be talking all about the lip products. And let's start with the combo that I have on. And this is from my girl, Natasha Denona. And this is from the Berry Pop collection. So I have the Berry Pop lip crayon on, as well as the Berry Pop lipstick. And I just wanted to put this on. I'm not a huge like berry lip color girl or red lip. I love the nudes, but I just thought with FRIZZMAS and the festivities, it'd be nice to revisit this one. So I put it on, and I really like it. I like the formula. Do I think it's like super special or something that is like worth a big price? I would say no. I think lip products, we can find a lot of good lip products, great lip products at a range of prices. So it's not like a must-have or anything, but it's something I did have and I wanted to go ahead and bring it out. I really did like this lip combo from Colourpop, and this is from the Grinch collection. This is the Pinky Hoo So Juicy Plumping Lip Gloss Balm and Lip Liner Kit. So we have Big Bow, which was the plumping liner. You okay, August? You okay? And it does have some plumping, like a peppermint. And then we have Small Who. So I have been liking this, and I started to order the deeper one, but I was like, no girl, just enjoy the one that you have. I really do like that. Colourpop low key has some really good stuff. All right, let's move on. Also from Colourpop, I did wear a Lippie stick, and this is in the shade Happy Thoughts. This is a matte. Yeah, it's called a Lippie stick. Ooh, and that's so pretty. Well, this one's called a Lippie stick. Love that. Also, actually, with the Natasha Denona Berry Pop, my concern with the way my lips are and the way I hold my lips is that you can see that like really light pink part in my inner bottom lip. So I did take my Huda Beauty lip contour stain, which this isn't doing well. I think the deeper shades in this product did better than the lighter shades, in my opinion, because I have a brown one, but this one has done really well. I do store it upside down because, yeah, I'm trying to have it look nice. So that was very good. Let me talk about the rest of the liners I use, and then we'll get into the rest of the lip shades, because I kind of use these interchangeably with some of the lip products we're going to talk about. I did pull out my Merit Sheer lipsticks. Now, the thing with these is I love the idea of them, and I'm not sure if the ones from MAC are the same, but these are sheer and glossy. I want to say I like them, but when it comes to like longevity, I'm really not sure, you know, what we're going to get with that, because it's almost like having a lippy stick or a gloss or something like that, just in a pencil. So that's Bespoke, and I like it. I just, as far as longevity, I don't know what we're really getting. Then we have Brownstone. I'm gonna leave these on my fingers and see if they dry down, because honestly, I can't remember. I just don't think that's Brownstone. The dry down is like that serious where it's gonna like make a difference in how it lasts. I also have a NYX liner here. This is in the shade Urban Cafe. And again, NYX is really good. I don't know, like, how important is it to spend a lot of money on liners, you know? My girl, No Music Fenty Satin Panty. It's one of my favorites. These are super creamy. This is so good. And I really did resist her sale. I'm trying to put stuff back if I can reach it. And then from my girl Patricia, we have Deep Dive. This is the older formula. So I don't know what's different about the new formula, but I'm fine with the old formula. So that's Deep Dive. Those are my liners. Now let's do a couple glosses. I have 3 actually. And one is from Patricia. This is an old one. This is in Blood 2. These have lasted forever. I'm going on 6 years with this. Maybe I should throw it away. I don't know, because it says 18 months. So we've definitely exhausted that. Yeah, it's fine. It's actually fine. I'm not encouraging anyone to use expired makeup, but I am. And I love that. As far as a Lippie or lip gloss, her formula is really nice, really smooth. And what's happening? My temperature looks like it's up or something. What does that mean? Is it still recording? Oh my God, why is this overheating? I've never had this happen. I hope we're still recording. Let me just do the rest of these glosses, and then I'm gonna take a break because I don't know what's happening here. I have another red one. You see that little thermometer thing?
What is that?
I don't know. Velvet, not velvet. This is Cinnabar.
I love you guys.
This one's very good. I'm about to take a break. I don't know what's happening here. Love that. And then I have one of the lipsticks or lip glosses from the Sophista Coat from What's Up Beauty. This is in the shade Timeless Love. And these are nice. They're matte. They don't transfer. Very beautiful. People don't really be talking about What's Up Beauty like that, but everything I've gotten from them has been really nice. Okay, there's the What's Up Beauty. All right, let me pause for a second to see what's happening. And I have some stick lipsticks, so we'll get to those in a second. 1 hour later, we are back. I'm gonna be talking about my traditional stick lipsticks. Let's talk about this one from Juvia's Place. A while back, they had a collection called Nubian Earth, I believe, and they had some really great shades. My favorite one is actually the shade Nile, which I couldn't find, but I did find it. But this is called Nubian Sand. It's just a light neutral foundation type shade, and I like that with a brown lipstick. So I did that. I've got one from Urban Decay. This is the shade First Sin, and it's a cream. Yes, going back to my Urban Decay. It's a cream, more satin shimmer lipstick. I would say more of a shimmer than a satin. This is one of my favorites. This is from Shanta High. This is a lip chic in the shade Sari Rose, and this is just a very thick balm. I usually purchase these from eBay or some type of second-hand website because I really can't afford these. I do believe that Chantecaille had a like 30% off, but it's just a lot. Also, by the way, if my lipstick looks different, it is because I did have on, what was it? The Natasha Denona, but then I demoed the Pat McGrath. So apparently it was looking a mess when our Indian food came, me and August. And August was like, that lipstick isn't working. He was like, it's all over here. So I was like, thank you, point taken. So I put something else on that was more matte. I'm like, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I don't, like, I'm not, like, if I have something in my teeth, let me know. If you have something in your teeth, I'm gonna let you know, because we're not trying to go around here looking like Boo Boo the Fool. I'm just not trying to have that be like my life's work. Now we have Velvet Teddy here from MAC Cosmetics. These are the types of shades I go for the most, and they're just great. I also wanted to share that those Merit liners, I might have said that I really like them, but they really don't dry down. And I kind of don't see the point of them. Let me know, because I want to like them. I really want to like the idea, and I like how they look, but they really don't dry down. They were still so like wet looking, and then I wipe. I'm just like, okay, this is not doing anything for me. But the MAC lipsticks, I got like 9 of them because they were $10 on Ulta. I didn't have to, you know, go that far with it, but you know, it's either like here or there with me. It's never an in between. This is the Victoria Beckham Posh lipstick in the shade Play. That's nice. I feel like this isn't the one I wore, but it is in the basket, so I did wear it. And this is really pretty. I know she had 20% off. Let me know if you shopped. This one from Chanel is the Rouge Allure Extrait. I wasn't a huge fan of the colors that they had for this one. I'm not really sure what shade this is because it's not on there. I don't even know what possessed me to buy something like this, because why? I think I just wanted to try the formula, but overpriced. Oh, this is so good, but it is dry and I broke it. This is the shade Judith from Melt. Yeah, see that? What I love about this is it's so great. I want to say this is from the Bailey Syrian collection, the second one maybe. What I love about this is if you want to do like an ombre lip, it's so good for that. See that? I would repurchase this. I was too forceful with it, so it broke. But I will use it until the wheels fall off. And lastly, we're gonna go with 2 faves in my collection. My Baby Large, this is an Hourglass satin lipstick, because they have the satins and then they have the mattes. This is so good. One of my favorite lip shades in my entire collection. And yeah, if you can get your hands on Large, do it, because it's great. It will not steer you wrong. It will be there for you in the best of times. And then lastly, Peony is the matte. This one will also be there for you in the best of times. It's so great. Love this. Those are my lippies for the month of November. And now, my friends, we can get to the eyes. I'm so happy about FRIZZMAS. You know what I'm not happy about? How this just takes, it's like a guessing game. Like, ooh, which way is it gonna close? Oh, there it is. But you just don't know. It's like some type of revolver. That's my only hang up with that. You're pressed for time. So for eyes, I have 3 palettes. I have a bunch of like liquid and cream products, and I do have a couple things for the brows and mascara. So let's start with that. I've been using the NYX brow glue. I think it's okay. I don't think it's as good as the Patrick Ta. I feel like I have to go over it multiple times, like over again, more than I have to do with the Patrick Ta. But I'm gonna use it. It's not bad at all, but I really like the feathery brow look, and that requires my brows to really stand up, and like, I don't know, I just probably need to work with it a little bit more. I also have this. This is from Amazon, and usually I get the Maybelline Express Brow. This was cheaper. It came in a 3-pack, and it's like a black brown shade. I don't know the brand. I'll have to let y'all know. But this works just fine. I really have no issues with it at all. It's not a straight, like, circular pencil, and I think that was one of the advertising things, that it still has that slant for those who like that slant in their pencil, but I don't really care for that. Now for Melt, I have the So High mascara. I love the slim format of this. I don't think it's the best mascara, but I don't think it's the worst. I don't have any mascara on, so maybe I can just show you. And I did say I want to, maybe for 2026, I'm going to start curling my lashes so I can see what the difference is. Oh, y'all never told me about any lash extensions. Do any of y'all have lash extensions, and are they worth it? And do they damage your real lashes? Because I was investigating about something called Nova Lash. And they do that at the place where I go for like waxes. And I'm like, ooh, like I don't know. I could go back and do the Falscara. But that's what it looks like. I mean, it's not really doing that much. You know what I'm saying? This came with the Smoke Sessions 2 collection. I bought the whole thing. So it's like, would I buy this on its own? Probably not. You know what I mean? I just think I can go with like a Essence or like who has the Panorama? L'Oreal maybe? Something like that. I could do that. That's it for brows. Okay, let's do palettes next, because then we're going to end with all these sticks and things. All right, first palette is RH Null. And I don't know, I had that on the thumbnail from last month, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk about this again. I'm not sure if I did last month or not, but I feel like I did because this released in October. But let's go ahead and talk about it. This is my favorite palette that Adept released this year, because this is the only Adept palette that I purchased. I thought about going back and trying to get Minka and Emo, but Minka and Emo were out during the Black Friday sale. And then EBEs became out, so there really were no palettes. It was like She by Sheree having a fashion show with no fashions. You know what I mean? It was like that. So I really like this palette a lot. And Adept, I mean, they're just fantastic. I'm gonna always look forward to what they are doing. I just think that where I'm going next year, I'm really honestly surprised at myself this year that I just didn't blindly get every Adept palette, because I've pretty much done that up until this point. I mean, there's a couple I don't have, but for the most part, I have gotten everything. The shimmers are very smooth. They're beautiful. Some of them are the hollow chromatic shimmers. I don't really need those in my life. I don't need the different rainbow reflex. Like, I'm great with a metallic or a dual chrome. So it's a great palette. I am not certain about the color story, because I know that RH Null is like this universal blood type, and I want to say someone called it a golden blood type, but I might have made that up, so you can go back and check. But I thought I heard that. So the color story, I just don't know. I didn't go into it. Like, and you know, sometimes I do go into color stories and shade names, and I didn't do that with this palette because I was a little more pressed for time. We have brothers and sisters on here.
What's up, sister? What's up, guys?
And gals.
What's up, guys?
This palette is really good. This is the Grinch palette, How the Grinch Stole Christmas from Colourpop. Do I love this palette? Yes. Yes, I really liked it a lot. I liked each look I did with this palette. The first look, I think it was more monochromatic. It was like more of this shade. The second look had the green, and the third look was like the baby pink. I'll be honest with you, I'm just not sure, but just where I'm at right now, what am I going for? You know, I'm not going for palettes, and it's sad, but this is probably one of my favorite color stories that I've seen this year. The formula of the shimmers, there's a couple or a few that have this super putty formula, and then some of them you can kind of press into them, but they're not as putty like. What I like about it, this almost feels like a Super Shock. What I like about it is with a shade like this, you know, it's not powdery. I've just been going for the shades that are not powdery, like they don't have the fallout. I can do what I need to do and get on my way, because one of the things that I'm realizing is I'm pressed for time a lot of the times. And not that y'all necessarily knew, but when I was in the classroom and when I was at the school that was literally like 2 minutes from my house, the timeliness of when I needed to be to school and when I was getting there, I was always really pushing the limit because I was doing my makeup. Not that my makeup even really took that long, but I want to look like, what's the word I want to look for? Like regular glam. I want to look put together and polished, but I don't want it to take me a long time. And that's where I'm at. I'm not saying palettes take me a long time. What I am saying is like, if I am reviewing a palette, I don't necessarily like think about my looks in advance. I do it when I'm sitting down, but when I do that before work and I'm not sure, that adds to me being late. So when I've been going for eyeshadow sticks or like the Danessa Myricks sticks, things like that, it's like, I already know I'm gonna do, it's gonna look good, it's a guarantee, and it's just gonna look so polished and put together, and that's where I'm going. Like, I don't wanna have the, what do you call it, decision fatigue. So just working on that. We have the Edward Scissorhands palette from Melt. The two looks I did for this palette were fantastic, I have to say. The look that I think you all really liked was the one where I used this electric shade, which if you have the 420 palette, the second one, you get an electric purple that's almost like this. I did not compare them, but yes, that electric purple is so pretty. This shade gave me a little bit of trouble, but I was gonna say once I took off the top layer, it performed better, a little bit better. Still not swatching the way that I wanted to. However, I think that this shade is designed to be a topper, so it's not going to be super opaque, and I'm okay with that. Once I put it on, it was beautiful. There are some, it's like a holochrome. There are like some pink flecks, silver flecks in this shade, and it did bring out the shimmer. It was this one. I love this shimmer, and I put the holochrome on top of it, this one on top. But I love, this is like one of my favorite shades. These three, so great. With the lashes, I feel like the lashes really sucked up the look, because my sister was like, I couldn't tell that they were two different looks. But overall, I think you all know, I love this collection for what it is, as a collection. As a wearable piece in my collection, what am I gonna really wear? It's probably not gonna be this palette. It's most likely going to be the lip products, the eye toppers, as well as the slick waterline pencils. Those are gonna be the standouts for me from that collection, but I don't think you could do the collection without the palette, and I do think that the palette was a good representation of the movie. Now the purple in the palette though, I see where the purple came from, but you know, when I think about Edward Scissorhands, now that I'm thinking about it, I think a lot about Mary Jane, which was a palette that Melt came out with for 420 a few years back. That's one of my favorite ones that they've done. That was a palette I was about to go back to the store, but I gave it a chance and it came through. So a little more grays, blacks, you know, maybe a white, almost like a Natasha Denona Xenon with maybe a pop of that electric purple. Might have been. I mean, there are a lot of different ways that they could have gone. They could have gone bright and colorful with the neighborhood. They could have gone pink. They could have gone green with the different bushes that he was cutting. So overall, I really don't have any complaints aside from the blush, which I forgot to include. Now that I'm thinking about it, the blush was not going to be flattering on a lot of skin tones. You can see it on me. I could definitely see it a lot when I didn't have these lights on, but I'm just not sure. And actually I am sure, because a lot of you have talked to me about it. It just wasn't going to be the most flattering tone on my friends with the richer skin tones. And I think what would have been better is if Melt came out with two. One of my friends on here was talking about like a purple, you know, and that would have been great. Or like a deep berry, something to really look frostbitten or something like that. So, you know, I wasn't the one with the vision, but I love that they did Edward Scissorhands. All right, eyeliner, it's the only one. You know, I don't talk about liners too much, but I think this is gonna be my favorite liner for the foreseeable future. This and maybe jeans. I'm lying. What? Hold on. I'm just telling all kinds of lies. I love the Melt Slick Waterline pencils, and Rich Brown is my favorite. But I really enjoyed using the Natasha Denona Macro Tech eye pencil in the shade Taupe. I thought this was a way to still give a really beautiful smoky eye situation, but it didn't close my eyes off and make them look small. And black eyeliner tends to make my eyes look small. I'm not sure about those of you who have larger eyes, but the browns are more flattering in my opinion. and like these like greige taupey shades are really flattering. I do think plum is flattering, purple, like the jeans, which is like a denim, is great. And then if you want to open your eyes up a little more, an off-white. I don't like white. I've done that before. I like that for like my Halloween looks, but an off-white, beige, or like a olive caramel shade, green, and then talked about denim. There's another shade. Oh, like a Bordeaux shade. So I love all of those for liners, but I'm happy with the Natasha Denona one. That came out with the mini gloom palette, which I'm having trouble locating. And I'm saying that out loud because I'm trying to get a video together talking about all the new 2025 palettes that I tried, and I can't find it. We have a Danessa Myricks Color Fix Stick, and this is Duo number 6. At this point, I own all the duos except 8. So we have Celeste and Nova, and I took this on my Thanksgiving trip and really enjoyed using it. Again, I just think these are so easy to use. One of the things I've noticed is that and I'm not saying it shouldn't be, but that's Celeste. The foil shades are different than the shimmers as far as the consistency and the formula. So one of the things that I noticed, so look, that's my Nova shade. Nothing wrong with it or anything like that, but I noticed that it's just different. Some of the foil tends to like flake off a little bit. Nothing wrong with it, but then when I do that, you see it there, and I kind of just have to make sure that I either take it off or like smooth it out, because if you don't tap these in, oh, I was about to say it better, excuse me, you better go down. Why does it feel like it's not? Danessa, what's happening? Okay, it's going down. Okay, I'm like, I can't. It's not going down though. Like, I can't be playing these games because I got 9 of these things now. Okay, it's going down. All right, it was going a little slow. It scared me. If you don't want the foils to flake up, you definitely need to tap them. But then I just saw like a couple little pieces that just didn't. The formula of the foils is like really, oh my gosh, I'm losing my words. Softer, I think is the word I want to use. So I don't know if it's every duo. I have to check. But this is the latest one that I used and the newest one that I've used. But I'm using these till the wheels fall off because they're beautiful. They do not move. Like, this is what I need in my life, okay? Don't move. Remember that girl that used a Gorilla Glue or Gorilla Glue or something on her hair? She's like, if she smoothed it back, she's like, my hair, it don't move. Like, that's what it reminds me of. All right, everything else we got liquids and creams. I'm gonna start with, and a stick. I got a couple sticks. Makeup by Mario, Sienna, fantastic. This is a very moussey formula, and Sienna is just like the perfect transition shade for me. I really love how you can diffuse it out. These are in my top drawer. We gotta do a top drawer video, but yes, excellent. This one right here, I've always loved this stick from Vive. This one made me a believer in the eyeshadow sticks because fantastic. And one of you said you use it as a liner, lip liner, and I'm like, damn, I've been missing out. Like, I'm trying to get on that because this is gonna make a perfect liner. Started to get more from Vive and at 22% off, but then Laura Mercier had the 20% off. Laura Mercier had a lot more shades. She had like a navy, a plum. I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna go with that. All right, more sticks. These are very similar to the Danessa's. This is from Tower 28. This is in the shade Whiskey. And when I did my Thanksgiving video, some of you asked me, what did you have on your eyes? I'm like, y'all could even see what I had on my eyes in that terrible lighting. It was the shade Whiskey in the Vive stick. Beautiful shade. These are just very cooling, just like the Danessa Myricks ones. They don't crease. And you know, if you don't want the bright foil, you could just go with these for that beautiful metallic and have just a one and done that's like, oh no, oh my gosh, I got the daggone cap stuck in here and I tried to put this on top. Oh no, because I can't have whiskey dry out. I can't, because I'm not doing that. I'm not having whiskey dry out. Whiskey's like a go-to. I'm gonna have to work with this one. I get off. I'm trying to get, why would I put that on top instead of the daggone thing? I'm gonna put this on top because I can't be playing around. I gotta know I gotta work with that. Then I have the shade Chateau, which is a great lid shade. It's a great one and done for the lid. And it's a great inner corner. Wink, wink. There it is. Really pretty. All right, everything else we have are liquids. So we have two from Melt. These are great. I got these 50% off. You know, I love me a brown. So I think this is called Nudist. Hello, very good. It's gonna be similar, kind of similar to the Makeup by Mario. A little bit different. And then we have Fresh, which I thought would be a great lid primer. Really close to my eyelid. Or if you were doing an all matte look, that could be your lid shade, and then use Nudist for your outer corner. And they had a bunch of different ones. We've got a Twin Flame from Danessa. This is in the shade Lover. Brought this for Thanksgiving. I don't think I wore it, but yeah, I'm a big fan of these. Like, they're just so easy, and I love me some duochromes. Then we have, we got three from my girl Lisa Eldridge. These are great. Zora. Zora is probably my favorite. There's Zora. That's so good. So good. These are fantastic. Fantastically good. Daphne is this one here. And I did wear all these this month. I didn't necessarily film with them, but I did wear them. Oh, I think this is Viola. Yeah, or Viola. Love this one too. It's like a really beautiful burgundy shade. These are good. And the last three we have are from Armani. I never went back for the Black Friday sale and got any more. This one is the toughest one for me to work with. So I like to do more with mahogany. It's just so deep that it's almost, it's not black, but it's so deep. And so trying to figure out how to use that. I did see one content creator do like a smoky eye with just this shade. What I noticed about it, and which makes sense, is the more you diffuse it out, the more you see kind of that burgundy there. And sometimes that's what I want. So it's a little bit of a learning curve with how much of the shade to use. It's not a lost cause. We have the shade Khaki, which I really like this one. This is probably my favorite one that I bought. It's like a mossy khaki green. And I only bought one shimmer, and that's in the shade Sparkle. And this is just beautiful. It is what it says. Beautiful champagne. So I didn't go with any others. I was like, I need to just start trying to work with the things I have and like really get to know these formulas so I can recommend things or not recommend things. The Makeup by Mario out of all of these is going to be the most matte as far as the finish. And this finish is different because it's more of a moussey whipped formula, whereas the other ones are liquids. They all dry down really well, but the Makeup by Mario, again, is the driest one. I want to say that the Twin Flame dries down. They all dry down really well. I'm not saying that they don't. And the Tower 28 sticks dry down great as well. Lisa Eldridge dries down. The Melt dries down. No, this is the Danessa. This one dries down really well. So I'm really happy with these. They give me more of an opportunity to be creative, but it's not like I'm opening a palette and seeing all these colors. It's like I'll just take maybe 2 colors or 3, and then I automatically know what I'm doing with the shades. And I'm really liking that vibe right now. So, you know, it's not that I hate palettes, or it's not that I'll never go back to palettes or anything like that. But honestly, I don't know the lasting ability of the liquid and cream products. I'm really feeling that, especially the Danessa Myricks ones, because they're not creasing on me. And that's what deterred me from using products like that, because of the hooded eyes that I have. So I'd love to know what you thought about all of what I used in the month of November. I am really excited to start my little December basket so we can use some more makeup. And I just want to know how you're doing. I talked in the last video about how are you feeling about the holidays coming up and just how fast time is going as we get older. And what I realize is I really want to enjoy my time with the things that I paid so much money for. And so, you know, I'm really just thinking about next year and where I want to go, like as far as makeup is concerned and purchasing makeup. You know, there have been times where I've purchased things because I'm like, I know people may want to see this and not necessarily and that it might do well, but is it something I really, really wanted? And I think those are questions that I have to really dive into as we embark on 2026. So let me know how you're feeling about things. And it might not be makeup for you. It might be something else where you're considering like, hey, like I need to make some changes. So even though this is a makeup and beauty channel, for me, I love talking about life things as well. And you know, I'm gonna be 45 next year, and it's not far away. It's in February. They're just goals that I have. I'm not going to meet them by 45, but you know, health goals, travel goals, things that I really want to do. And I have to really think to myself, are my makeup purchases impeding other goals that I have? I don't know. I think when you have a hobby, you know, and you love something and it's something that's your passion, it can be costly. Trying to maintain a YouTube channel, build a following, things like that. At one point I did a better job on what I was bringing in versus what I was spending, what I was getting in PR. It was easy for me to really see. I didn't do that at the beginning. I didn't do it this year. And I didn't buy as much makeup, but then I also, you know, created the fragrance channel last year. So I'm thinking like, well, what I didn't buy in makeup, maybe I was purchasing in fragrance samples, you know, so the money's still going somewhere. And I really have to think about that because when I get into a hobby, I want everything. I want to do everything. I want the collection. I want to try everything. And I think I'm getting to the point in makeup where I'm realizing, and it probably may not have needed to take almost 6 years to get there, but like, you tried everything. So that's probably why when I'm doing the new makeup release videos and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, I've seen that palette before. I've seen that palette before. I have that palette, you know. I just want to be a lot more vigilant because I don't know, I want to get a dog next year. Like there's just different things that I'm thinking about, and I love this channel so much, like it's my passion, but I also don't want the buying aspect of it to impede like other things. And I probably should be a lot more cautious and conscious of the money that's being spent with everything, especially when I know like, okay, Kara, like you're not really wearing the palettes as much. You cannot buy all these palettes. Like maybe just condense it some so you're not having that makeup guilt. Anyway, I digress. That's another video for another day, talking about channel goals. But for now, that's what I wore for November. I look forward to seeing what I'm going to be using this month, and I really hope that your December has started off well. I'm really glad to be doing FRIZZMAS again this year, and I'm just so excited to be with you every day for 24 days. I really want to try to do premieres as well, so you know, just carving out that time to connect. I'm so happy to do that with you all. Let me know how you're doing and how you're feeling about the upcoming season. And there's such a wealth of knowledge here on this channel in the community. If I can't help, somebody will respond, and that's what I love. I love seeing you all reply to each other's comments because I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm learning too. So that's it for this next day of FRIZZMAS, and thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one today. I do hope this was therapy for you. You know what always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you're being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.